I feel like that is how life goes. You go 2 to 3 weeks at a time where absolutely nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everything happens at once, and you can't hardly catch your breath. Speaking of, it has been a couple of weeks since I have made a video, and so very much has happened that I am just trying to find a spot right now to tell you all about it. So I'm out at the park. I won't show you what's on the ground because it's a bunch of trash, but I'm gonna keep walking around while I find a spot to kind of clue you in on what has happened since I last made a video, which I guess I'll run through the outline first right now. One, thought maybe I was injured. Two, ran a 50K, PR'd, got my first ever podium finish. Just tripped right there. Three, definitely got injured. And then four, my stepfather, this is probably actually between 2 and 3, my stepfather Dean passed away just about a week and a half ago now. And all of that happened all at once. And then now here we are. So I will try and run through that outline in a little bit more detail here in just a second. The last time I made a video, I was talking about how I had just PR'd accidentally in the marathon on a workout. And as life is wont to do, that was the very peak of the last couple weeks. That went really well. And then right afterwards, I had 3-4 weeks where everything kind of hurt. Sorry, 3 to 4 days where everything kind of hurt and I was really tight and I was not sure what was going on. Specifically had some tightness on my left knee area, my left hip, which immediately rung some bells that it was probably IT band syndrome. I've had a lot of IT band problems on that left leg. I started getting worried, took some time off, took some time just very lightly running. And here looks like maybe a good spot. What I'll do actually during this video to kind of clue you in, since I've got a lot to cover, is I've got no video, but a couple pictures of the last weeks, some pictures I took along the way of what had happened. So if I get to a point in the video where a picture would maybe help me explain myself, I'll put that up on the screen somewhere. So where was I? I was taking some time off for my leg. Got the opinion of a physical therapist. She said I was probably good to race as long as I wasn't causing more pain, but I should probably back off the training a little bit, and then after the race we would kind of think about what to do to, you know, get back to actually kind of solve the problem of what was causing my pain. So went down, this would be almost 2 weeks ago now, went down over to Athens, Ohio, to the Thunder Bunny 50K, which if you haven't heard of is this really cool race. I'm a big fan of. It's put on by Southeastern Ohio Trail Runners, SEOTR. This is a really cool race. I was a big fan of it. I'd talked to the race director a little bit, and I decided to do that race. Thought it was going to be pretty competitive. It was. Spoiler though, it was also really hot. So I went down there with very few expectations of what I could do, to just kind of see. I was going to put myself in position and see what happened. It went really well. So I went out kind of hard, tested the leg out. It seemed to be okay. So I kept going after it. That's kind of hilly course, but a good one. It ended up being very hot. So I raced really hard. There was a guy going for the course record. He kind of fell off the pace a little bit. This other guy in front of me snuck into first. I raced really well, closed pretty hard, snuck into second for about 6 or 7 miles there, and then the heat, which was our first hot weekend of the year, it was I think 87 or 88 at the finish with lots of humidity. The heat got to me. I was running in a heat exhausted haze during the last couple miles. So that third place guy got me back in the last mile, and I ended up third, but ended up with a PR also. I ran 4:21:56. Really happy with that. On that kind of day too, and on that course, that's worth, you know, I was racing a couple guys who I think have gone under 4. and I raced against him really well. So it wasn't as fast as I think I could have gone, but that's fine because I know what that time is worth, and that gave me a whole lot of confidence. The problem was 2 days later, or a day later actually, I got a call from my mom saying it was probably about time and I needed to head home. So I headed home, spent a couple days around my family, and then my stepdad, who's been battling cancer for 8 years, I'll put up some cool pictures of him. I love that guy. His name's Dean. My stepdad passed away just a couple days after the race. I spent the rest of the week with my family. Kind of gotta love when somebody walks past when you are filming out in a public place in nature. So I spent that rest of that week with my family. I took a week completely off of running. I think I needed to for my leg, but I definitely needed to for my head and my soul. So that brings us back to this week. What I've been doing for the last couple days is I have tried running twice. I didn't have a lot of luck. I ran 3 miles each time. Ran with plenty of pain, some discomfort. And then on the other days, I've been hiking a little bit. I saw the physical therapist this morning. As of today, there are 57 days until the Tahoe Rim Trail 50 miler. I have decided in the last couple days that I am going to finish that freaking race regardless of what happens. If that means that I have to hike all 50 miles, I will do it. So I'm practicing my hiking today. So yeah, I think that is the haziest outline of all time, but that kind of catches us up to right now. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking it day by day. I am spending every single day that I can out in nature, doing a lot of reflecting. It's one of those, you never plan a training cycle around stuff like this. Life happens, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Life happens and it kind of throws a training cycle off, but you learn a lot about yourself in the way that you kind of adapt and you survive through that stuff. So what I wanted to do today was kind of bring you up to speed on the last couple weeks. Sorry for the silence, but now you know where I've been, what I've been doing, where my head's been at, where my legs have been, which is not a lot of places in the last 3 weeks. But yeah, that's kind of the update. I will be back with plenty of videos here soon. Until then, I'm gonna go finish this hike and enjoy as much of this crazy greenery as I possibly can. It's absolutely beautiful. I hope wherever you are getting outside, because it is a beautiful time of year right now. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.